If you miss cutting basil from your outdoor garden, then I have a way that you can have that feeling indoors, and it's from growing cuttings. So I'm going to teach you how to take cuttings from basil, to root them, and then to plant them in a way that you can grow indoors. Now, I've had this container growing inside my kitchen for months now, and it's doing great, and I can't wait to teach you how to do it yourself. So to get started, you're just going to buy some basil from the grocery store. So you want to try to find the freshest that you can get. You want to, if you can, buy it from a farmer's market. If you can't do that, you want to get an organic set of cuttings from the grocery store. And again, freshest is as fresh as possible is the goal. So after you get your basil, you're going to take a cutting, you're going to cut from the bottom, and I'm going to show you what happens with this cutting. Now, you're going to see I've had these things rooting in here for quite some time. But what happens is your cutting grows some serious roots. Now, these things are kind of, I think we would say they're a little extra. I've been saving these for this video. They probably should have been planted quite a while ago. But once you take that cutting, and I'm going to show you from here how I would take a cutting to root, then you're going to watch the roots literally form before your eyes, and it's amazing how it happens. So you want to plant these out before the roots get to this point. They do not need to be this mature. Really, after you have about 2 or 3 inches of roots, probably just 2 inches of roots, this little cutting is ready to be planted. So in order to do it, you're going to have a pot. I've got it full of compost and topsoil, and I'm just going to use a large bulb dibber. So the reason why I'm using this is so that when I plant this out, I am not damaging these roots or pushing them against the side. So I'm going to take my dibber and create quite a wide hole there in the pot. I'd love for you to have a pot that's at least 12 inches wide, and 12 inches deep really is the goal here if possible. So let me get this hole as deep down as I can because these roots are huge. Once you do that, you want to take the soil and push it up around the base of the plant so that it's nice and secure and supported. So that is how you plant these out. Now you can see I planted mine pretty close together, and it does take them a little bit to get settled into this new home, especially if they're used to growing in water. So this is going to take a little bit of babying, okay? You might want to put this on your calendar that every 3 or 4 days you check on the water level of this and you water it. The way I do it is I take the pot, I remove the pot entirely from the, what do you call this, the straining tray. I put it in the kitchen sink and I just cover the whole thing. I don't water the leaves, but I just make sure I cover the entirety of the surface of the soil with water. After I do that, I'm just going to put it back into a sunny spot that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight a day, and you just watch these things take off. So I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to show you how to cut from this and then move this into the water to propagate. So I'm going to take one more stem, separate it. This is a little bit less mature, which is nice. And then I'm just going to make a hole over here and slide it down, and then support it on all sides. All right, when you're cutting to get propagation, when you're cutting to get this plant to root, what you want to do is cut right above a leaf node. So the leaf node is where this plant branches out, and if you cut right above that, this branch is ready to send off roots. So I could cut here, or I can cut even lower on the plant right above the leaf node. Both of those work. So for this one, I wanted to give it a little bit longer. So I'm actually going to go down here and cut right there. It's going to regrow itself from there. Here, I'm going to take off these leaves. I got the stem there, so I'm only going to have a few leaves on top, and then I'm going to put that down into the water to root. So it is literally an ongoing, like a never-ending process where these can root again and again and again. You can, start with these first cuttings, turn those into plants, then take cuttings from your cuttings, turn those into plants, then takes cuttings from your cuttings from your cuttings. It never stops. This is why my first company was called Rooted Garden, because I am just amazed at the way that plants reproduce themselves. It is the most magic. And Totoro really wants to be part of this plant party. So he is now super excited about having basil year round. Are you excited? He is. He loves basil in his dog food. All right, so that's the whole process. That's all you have to do. Take a cutting, stick it in water as soon as the roots are formed. Create a great big hole with your dibber, slide them in, and then you do want to maintain the moisture level. After these start to grow, just like I just did on this one, you do want to harvest from them. The more you harvest, this is going to tell the plant to send out more roots and to continue to grow for you. So this is one of those cases where harvesting from them is actually helpful to the plant's growth. So this is a way you can have basil year-round from your own garden, even if it is growing indoors. I hope you'll try it. Thanks for watching.